It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted. However, we're headed to the DFW International Airport and headed to New York. On a weekly basis, we receive calls, mainly number one, from people from California moving to Texas, and a close second, or not that close, a distant second, but second nonetheless, is people from New York calling our office wanting to relocate to Texas. So we're gonna head to New York today for about 3 to 4 days and find out why so many people are relocating to the Lone Star State. So we'll see you when we land. Just landed at the airport. Apparently, I'm the only person wearing shorts here in New York. About to catch an Uber, head to the hotel, and then start exploring the city.
What's up? Welcome. Because the St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, is that why? Yes. Took a little break from my wild roller coaster ride on the bike. I have one of the craziest bike drivers in New York, having a blast with my youngest, Nathan. So we decided to stop real quick and take in the views. As you can see right behind me, it is breathtaking. I know for a fact that the views of New York City are not the reason a lot of its residents are fleeing to other states, in particular Texas. So as we drive along here shortly, we're going to figure out why is it that so many people are leaving New York. But like I said, it can't be because of these views. Nothing in Texas or Dallas compares to this gorgeous skyline.
Ever in New York City. Early night for us, probably.
It's a beautiful morning in New York City. The number one reason people are leaving New York to Texas was family. And as I'm out here at the park, there's so many families, strollers, dogs everywhere. I love the energy of the city, but it kind of makes sense. Being out here is one thing and enjoying the sun and, you know, having fun tossing the football around, walking the dog. But on a day-to-day basis, having to walk around the city, never mind having to get to different places, your Uber bill is going to be outrageous. I don't even want to know how much we spent yesterday on cabs and Ubers. It's going to be ridiculous. However, the number one reason, according to the research, was families. Number two, in my opinion, is cost of living. Living here is going to cost a lot more than it does in Texas, so there's no comparison. The real estate options, again, are going to be 3 to 4 times more expensive than Dallas. So as much as I love being here in the city, and it's absolutely beautiful and there's a lot to love, there's going to be some big cons, and that's why so many people are relocating to Texas. As I stated earlier, we get calls on a weekly basis, mainly from California, but a distant second or a close second is going to be people from New York relocating to Texas as well. So we're going to keep walking around the city, see what we love, what we dislike, and then we'll come back and discuss it.
Guys, my name is Costa.
Costa, all right, brother. Good to meet you. Woo, we're like in a Lambo. Get out the way.
Okay, guys. It's gonna be like a roller coaster.
No, good.
Oh no!
Let's go. We're taking chances.
you like the tool.
Oh, awesome, brother. Just had an absolute blast with my man Costas right behind me. The #1 bike driver in New York City. So if you come to Central Park, look for my friend Costas. My youngest son had an absolute blast. He wants to keep riding the bike all day, but it's time to grab some lunch, so we'll see you there.
New York City.
There you go, baby. Appreciate it, Costas. Okay, so moving on to the second reason, and this is just my opinion. So we wrapped up lunch, had a small pizza, cheese pizza, plain pizza for the little guy. I had myself a pepperoni pizza, 2 glasses of house cab, and the bill was $120. Ouch. My favorite pizza joint back home in Texas called Rinaldi's. I don't know if I've ever racked up a bill past $50, so the cost of living in New York is extremely high. So anything and everything that you do is going to cost you a lot, starting with the housing. So if you get a place here in New York in comparison to Dallas, at minimum it's going to cost you 3 times more, and it's not going to be comparable. You're probably going to get a very small 300 to 500 square foot efficiency for the same price that you can get a house in Dallas, Texas. So the cost of living on a daily basis is extremely different. Never mind the day-to-day costs such as just food, groceries. I know healthcare is a lot more here as well. So the cost of living, there's just no comparison. You can have a great quality of life in Dallas for a whole lot less than you would here in New York. It's another beautiful day in New York City. As I was doing my research last night, another reason why New Yorkers are moving to Texas, and that's going to be crime. While Texas is not perfect in regards to crime, it's definitely a whole lot less than here in New York. So feeling safe and secure is going to be another reason why people are headed to Texas. Continuing with the #1 reason of why people leave New York, which was family. I'm only assuming that it's not a very family-friendly city, and the majority of people's family members are across the United States. Living in New York, I have my youngest with me. He's got a slight turned ankle, and the fact that we're walking so much has been agonizing. I've been having to carry his little behind around. He's very heavy for a 9-year-old. So I could get the day-to-day of the excitement of living in New York would be great, but after a while I'm sure it's exhausting, and it's not that easy to raise a family here in the city. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but either way, that's the #1 reason why people are leaving New York. And 2, the last time we were here, we went to the local YMCA. As you know, we love basketball, and we wanted to shoot some hoops, and the court was so small. So little things like that on a day-to-day basis would make a huge impact if you're trying to raise a family here. And as you can see, there's a lot of families here in New York, but you know, Central Park, if it's not convenient to your location, can get exhausting having to travel around the city with your young ones. So that's probably why that was the #1 reason in the rankings. So the quality of life is just going to be much different living here in New York compared to Dallas. I love the energy of the city. However, I prefer to save for retirement, put my kid in the best school possible. So it's just a different lifestyle when you live here in New York. Not that it's good or bad, but I can see why a large portion of people that live here in New York want a different type of lifestyle. That's why a big portion are moving to Texas. The weather is perfect in New York today, and that brings me to my next point in regards to why so many people are moving to Texas, and that's going to be the weather. As much as I can't stand the Texas heat in July and August, and to be completely honest, my boys and I travel specifically, strategically during July and August because we cannot stand the heat. But I will say this, if I had to choose between being hot and being in a blizzard and freezing cold, I prefer to be hot any day of the week. So that might be another reason why people choose to relocate from New York to Texas, and that's going to be the weather. Just wrapped up lunch at Anye. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure, but let me tell you, those were some of the best tacos I've ever had. The guacamole was amazing as well. We're over here in the Hills Kitchen area of New York. Wanted to get some local dining for a change, and it was delicious. The weather's still great, so we're about to head to Bryant Park and see what we can get into. So most of the cars down the street are parked like that. Just the fact that I can't park, get in and out whenever I want would be an issue if I lived here in New York, so it's craziness. About to have this delicious breakfast. Afterwards, I'm going to get back on the laptop. I have a lot of emails to go through. And once we finish with that, we're going to head up to the 25th floor, check out the swimming pool, and then we're going to hit the streets of New York City. We have a jam-packed day today, so stay tuned. That pool is so cool.
It doesn't use my ankle to swim.
No, yeah, you're right. You're good. Let's check out the gym, man. You wanna go swimming? View from the pool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I have this as a...
Woke up to a lot of commotion, screaming and loud bangs. There's a marathon going on right here off of West 57th and around Central Park. Seems like every time I do a comparison and I visit a different city, there's always a marathon going on. I'm headed to the $1 Billion Mile, I forget what it's called, or $1 Billion Street or something to that effect, trying to go see these luxury condos. It's Sunday, so I don't know if I can get an appointment, but if I do, hopefully they'll let me record and we can see what a $50 million penthouse looks like. Been walking around for the last 45 minutes trying to find a store to purchase a scooter. My little man is exhausted from walking, which I will say this, the last 3 nights that we've been here, I have slept like a baby every night. I've been exhausted, and it typically takes me a while to wind down before I go to sleep, but not here. I assure you, I passed out immediately. I love New York. I love the energy. I see why people love to visit and why people like living here as well. However, trying to live here full time would be challenging for me. The quality of life in Texas is just going to offer you so much more in regards to the cost of living, real estate options, just the freedom. I know when the pandemic hit, my son had been wanting to come here for years. However, due to the very strict regulations, we were not able to come until now that New York has been opened up. Now that New York has been opened up, we decided to finally come and take a visit. However, raising a family, working, living, there's no comparison. I see why people would choose Texas or choose to move to Texas and relocate out of NYC. This guy's too busy on his phone.
Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Boy, my lady, say, ow. Yeah. Sir, don't do that again. We said ladies do. Yeah, y'all seen him? He was like, ow. That was weird. That guy. And he was looking at me. So uncomfortable. Up a little bit. Up, down. He's gay. Jump to your right.
Put it on your side. Go and roll your shoulder.
Mr. Soto, how can we assist?
Yes, sir. Trying to figure out where to go to dinner this evening.
Sure. What are you in the mood for?
You know what? We went to Mino's. We went to Quality Italian. Wouldn't mind having a nice steak.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Soto. So we made a reservation tonight for 8:15 at Ocean Prime. Do you want me to, write it down, or do you want me to text it? Or
Yeah, if you could just text me the address, that's fine. Is it within walking distance?
Yes. Oh, yes. You'll be there in 10 minutes. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So, your number?
Yes, sir, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to send it right now.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you again. Let me know if you need anything further. My name is Jonathan, okay?
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, Mr. Soto. Have a nice evening.
Too.
Bye now.
Just wrapped up with some work. My son and I are extremely hungry. We've had a pleasure going to numerous restaurants here in New York. Now it's time to test out some steak. Again, it's a steakhouse that we have at home. I wish there was something else available. However, most of the restaurants are booked this evening, and I like to do things short notice, so that's the only thing available. So we'll just eat here right down the street. I'll give you my feedback once we're done.
Like super hard.
There's a guy on Instagram that I need to learn.
Should I get the GoPro out?
No, hold on. We just wrapped up breakfast, about to have my coffee. Then we're going to head upstairs to the pool once again. I had a great time here in New York City. I love the energy of the city. I love the views are absolutely breathtaking. And as much as we love to travel, we just as much enjoy going back home to Texas. Without question, Texas is home. On a day-to-day basis, Texas is hard to beat. We have some of the best, friendliest people in the world, one of the best economies in the whole country. The cost of living is a whole lot less, and let me tell you, I don't even want to look at my credit card bill because I might get nauseous, but it's okay. My son has been wanting to come here for years now. I'm glad we were able to do it, but we're both ready to get back home. He's ready to get back into the swing of things at school with his sports, and I'm way behind with work, so I'm excited to get back to VIP Realty and doing what I love to do each and every day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're thinking about relocating to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex or throughout the state of Texas, my team and I would love to assist you with your next real estate transaction. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.